New Belgium Brewing Company out of Fort Collins, Colorado, and Asheville, North Carolina. Accumulation is a white India Pale Ale, 6.2% alcohol. Let's give it a shot. I've had some New Belgium Brewing Company beers in the past. Who knows? Maybe they were memorable, but at the moment I can't think of them. This is essentially a very mild IPA with some citrus and some pine notes to it. That's not an insult. My only issue is with some of these winter beers using citrus and pine notes. I get it, because you're using pine notes, you think that it's a winter style beer. I feel like it's a more springtime beer or maybe a summertime beer with the citrus and the IPA. There's not much going into the Christmas or holiday festival wintertime mindset with these beers, and that's where I get a little confused. Putting that aside, putting the label aside, putting the beer up front and center, it's actually a pretty good beer. I'm not a huge diehard fan of the IPAs at the moment. I'm starting to get there. I'm starting to kind of figure out what people like about them. However, it's a good IPA. It's not overly bitter. It doesn't have a real strong bite to it. It's a nice citrus flavor, and you do get those pine notes. And I've never munched on pine needles before, but everybody that has smelled a pine tree, you can kind of use that smell and develop your own taste buds for it, or what you think the flavor should be. And it matches with the citrus, and I do kind of appreciate it. Again, I wouldn't classify this as a winter or Christmas beer, and that's my only issue with it. I feel like Christmas beers and holiday beers should have a little bit more spice, a little bit more festiveness going on in it, and that's my only issue. That put aside, this beer, my drinkability, I could actually see drinking 2 or 3 of these. It's got a really nice citrus flavor. It's not heavy, it's not light, but it's somewhere medium bodied. It's an IPA, so you're gonna have a little bit of that buildup, but it does feel with the citrus notes and the pine that there's something refreshing about it that makes it feel lighter than it actually is. I really feel like this is more of a warm month beer, and if it weren't for those pine notes, I would absolutely be against it being a winter beer. But I can kind of see how the pine notes make it feel as if, okay, it's something sort of Christmassy or holiday-y, late December, early January beer. But I'm still trying to figure out why these citrus IPAs or ales are falling into this holiday winter category. On a scale of 1 to 10, though, this is a 7. This is good. This is for the white IPA, for the citrus, for the pine notes. It's not overly bitter. It's not a huge bite. The alcohol is a little bit higher, but it's doable. It's absolutely doable. And it's got a great flavor, and it blends really well. And what I really appreciate is the pine notes that you do get at the end. It blends really well. It's not overly aggressive. It doesn't drown out the citrus, and the citrus also doesn't overwhelm or drown out the pine notes. It's kind of nice. So all in all, I'm actually kind of pleased with it. I wasn't planning on being it, but hey, my expectations have been wrong before. So again, that's New Belgium Brewing Company Accumulation White India Pale Ale, 6.2% alcohol.